Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
A new addition on the 49ers roster countdown with defensive tackle Maliek Collins. Big boy, 6'2", 311 whenever he came out of Nebraska. And he's been doing it for a long time. He's going into his 9th season in the NFL. He's going to play a huge role, almost a guaranteed starter spot. He's taken almost every single first-team rep with the defensive tackles opposite other defensive tackle, Javon Hargrave, which, crazy enough, both those guys were drafted not only the same year, go back to 2016, but the same round, the third round of that same draft. So you're talking about two vets that have been doing it for a long time, taking a lot of snaps and made a lot of production right next to each other, which is a lot of fun. Got to give credit to my man Dave, executive producer of today's show. And when we ranked 1 through 91, pretty big discrepancy here on Maliek Collins. His highest, 16. His lowest, 27. So, there's Jordan Elliott who's behind him. You got Kalia Davis. You got Evan Anderson, all those things. But make no mistake, the 49ers are moving into this season with 3 defensive ends that they like and trust, and 3 defensive tackles that they like and they trust. Obviously, you always got backup players that need to excel to get into certain roles, but Maliek Collins is the stalwart. The contract, the trade, gave him a 7th-round pick for him. Kind of got a little value trade, but then you had to pay him. We'll go into the contract details here in a little bit. Now, he wears jersey number 99. He's a big dude, 6'2", 311. 33-inch arms, the length is there, 29 years old. So, yeah, he's played for a long time, but he came out of the league whenever he was very, very young out of Nebraska. So, still not 30. He ran a 5.03 40-yard dash, incredible. 7.53 cone, all right. 29.5-inch vert, 9.1 broad jump, 25 bench press reps. Now, you plug in all these metrics for Maliek Collins. Listen to these comps: Deron Payne, Lolu Latululele, Amobi Okoye. Like, you've got some hyper-athletic, strong, thick-in-the-pants type defensive tackles that don't move around very easily. And what I mean, like their anchor ability. Like, they have the power and leverage and strength to literally do with the guards and centers whatever they will. Strong guys from Kansas City, went to Kansas City Center High School, was ranked in the top 20 prospects in the state of Missouri, and, he had visits to Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa State, chose to go to Nebraska, was a sociology major. Now, let's jump to the 49ers defensive line coach, Chris Kuser. Just talk about what he likes about Maliek Collins.
Start with Maliek. It goes way back with Maliek. I really liked him coming out of Nebraska. Just the explosion that he can generate through his lower body jumps off the tape. Like, he can play in the backfield. He can recreate the line of scrimmage. He can knock guards back, and he's really athletic on the backside to make plays. And then, is the ability to manipulate things in the pass rush, get a guard to lean one way and beat him another, work edges on pass rush. And then when, guards sit back and try to take those things away from him, has the ability to, with the strength he has in his lower body, he's got a really thick, strong lower body that he can convert stuff into power when needed.
So the 49ers have continuously, they've had this, okay, this is going to be our pass rushing defensive tackle. This is going to be our plugger role, the guy that stopped the run. They're kind of alleviating that, and they're basically saying, look, we're going to get as many guys as we can for the defensive tackle position that can get pressure on the quarterback. And they've kind of taken a step back from, all right, these are our run plug guys that we have to have. And, yeah, those guys are still on the roster, but they're on the back end. Kalia Davis, Evan Anderson, Shaquille Brown, those types of guys. But, they're fighting for roster spots. Now, let's go all the way back through Maliek Collins' kind of past. A rough childhood. His father passed away from a heart attack when he was 6 years old. That's got to affect just who he is as a human and what that's been like growing up, without a father figure. That's got to be difficult. And you talk about who this guy is off the field, he's incredible. Whenever he was at Nebraska, he won every single award imaginable for volunteering, leadership, helping the community. He was a Nebraska team captain, academic all Big Ten multiple years, and not just on the football field, was an excellent wrestler in Kansas City, Missouri. As a junior, he went 48 wins and 5 losses, lost in the state quarterfinals. Then as a senior, he goes undefeated, 48-0, becomes a state championship for Missouri. I mean, just unreal. As a senior defensive tackle, he had 43 tackle for losses and 15 sacks. I mean, he was just crazy, man. And it's been impressive what he's put together. Listen to some of these. Brooke Behringer, citizenship team. Tom Osborne, you know Tom Osborne, citizenship team. He was named to the student athlete honor roll. Listen to all the things that he's worked for. Uplifting athletes, Make-A-Wish, Mad Dads, Madonna Rehabilitation Center, visiting local hospitals. And he's done this at every single stop in the NFL that he's been at. And he's played a lot of places. But this is a guy that gets it on field and off the field. Just such a good dude. He was picked at the 3rd round of 2016 draft, 67th overall. Now listen to by the Dallas Cowboys, but that's okay. We'll allow that to slide for now. That 3rd round, I went back. I was like, I wonder who he got picked around. Listen to the guys that just went in the 3rd round of 2016. Kevin Byard, Carl Nassib, Yannick Ngakoue, Joe Thuney, Isaac Seumalo, Austin Hooper, Kendall Fuller, Javon Hargrave, Jacoby Brissett, Graham Glasgow, Justin Simmons. That was a star-studded 3rd round. Now, here's the sad news. The 49ers, Maliek Collins was picked one spot before the 49ers picked. I wonder if anybody knows who our 3rd round pick in 2016 was. If you do, you deserve an award. I'll allow you time now to say it to yourself. It was Will Redmond, who never played a snap for the 49ers. Played a lot for Green Bay. This is part of the all-ACL team with our old GM. I don't even want to mention his name. It's like Candyman. But anyway, we missed out on that. But the fact that we've now have Javon Hargrave and Maliek Collins is awesome. Now, he's played 9 years in the NFL, over 500 snaps in all 9 years. He's played a lot. His lowest year was 2018, where he only played 13 games. He was he started 9 games, rotational pass rush guy. He's played a lot of football. His last significant injury took place back in 2020. So you're talking 3 straight seasons where he has played 15 or more games. And he's 112 starts, 119 games played. We only gave up a 7th rounder for this guy. Absolutely awesome. Now, the deal that we got for him, he's an $8.4 million cap hit this year. Then the 49ers have an option next year. So it could just be a 1-year rental, or you could keep him next year for $10 million. If you choose not to, 0 guaranteed money. So it's basically 2 1-year deals back-to-back, and the 49ers get the option. You get him 1 year for $8.4 million, or you can have him 2 years for $18.4 million. We'll see what that looks like. He's got 25.5 career sacks, but never had more than 5 in a year. He's a pass rusher. Again, I hate to say this. Niners like these guys. More of a disruptor than he is a sack guy. But you look at what he did last year, had 5 sacks last year. His rookie year in 2023, his highest sack numbers. And again, kind of the way the NFL works is a sack is worth about $1.5 million. We're paying him 8.4, 5 sacks, $7.5 million. That's about what it is. You're slightly overpaid, but you're asking him to come in and play starter snaps. 48 pressures last year, 24 solo run stops. That's really good. 41 tackles, 8 tackle for losses, 18 quarterback hits. He's just a well-rounded defensive tackle that's a savvy vet that's going to be able to play against inside zone, outside zone, duo, power schemes. He's seen it all. He's played in every system. He can do it all. Now, he's missed 2 games in the last 3 years. He's been durable. Hopefully that continues. And I really like this guy. It's been fun watching him out there at training camp because when he comes out, the run game does well. Now, he hasn't traditionally been known as a run stuffer or whatever else. He's not that big anchor that's just going to take on all double teams and just create a giant, dog pile. That's not what he does. That's not who he is. It's not who he has been. So the Niners are doing a little different approach with their defensive tackles now. Instead of these huge pluggers like Kinlaw and Armstead, they're wanting a little bit more slash and penetration type from those defensive tackle spots. We'll see how that plays out. Great player. We'll see. He's 29 years young and going into year 9. Hopefully he has his best year yet. I can tell you this. Being next to Javon Hargrave and Nick Bosa, that's going to help a player improve dramatically, and I hope we see that in 2024. So welcome to the 49ers, Maliek Collins, and for us, we'll just keep counting them down.